Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today must be Tuesday and it must be 5 o'clock, and you're in the right place at the right time. This is the Ask Dr. Ron show on Facebook Live. And my co host, Miss Chartrice, is running a little late today, so she may chime in on the show a little bit later. Hopefully, she'll be able to make it. I'm looking forward to having her because I kind of miss it when my co host ain't here. I don't have anybody to bounce off of or to pick on me when I ain't exactly right. So, I'm looking for her to show up any minute now. She was at work and she was having a little difficulty getting home. So hopefully she'll be on her way onto the show in a few minutes. But man, we got a great show today. You guys stick around. We got a legend in the industry on the show today, Mr. Lee Michaels. He has called me up and told me that he was ready to be on the show. So I'm so excited that he's on standby, waiting to come on the show. So let's get this puppy started. First of all, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to all of the healthcare workers in the world that are help keeping our loved ones alive. That's the reason why I wear this doctor's outfit in solidarity to all of the healthcare workers that are keeping your family members, my family members alive at a time like this. I tell you, Corona has not gone anywhere, you all. So please pay close attention to all of the safeguards that they got in place. Tell your family and loved ones to be safe and careful. I'm going to continue wearing my doctor's outfit until we get it all clear. Once we get it all clear, then I'm going to change my wardrobe. I'm going to start wearing something else. But right now, in solidarity, I'm going to continue to wear this outfit for all of the people that are on the front line doing their job to help keep us alive. Also, shout out to all of the pastors that are on the front line praying for us, that are keeping us uplifted and motivated at a time like this, because this is strange times. A lot of strange things are going on, and I tell you, we need somebody that can hear the voice of God at a time like this. And it's a beautiful thing because I am truly thankful for my pastor, my spiritual leader, and my mentor, Dr. Hunt. He has been definitely on the front line praying and fasting and seeking the face of God and keeping us uplifted and keeping us informed on what's going on at a time like this. When you look on my website, you will see Dr. Lloyd Michael Hunt. Dr. Lloyd Michael Hunt is listed on my website, so you can get a face to go along with the name that I'm talking about. I pray for him as he always prays for me. So I encourage you to pray for your spiritual leaders at a time like this. They need prayer too. So just so there's a two-way street, not just a one-way street, but a two-way street. Okay, you pray for them as they pray for you. Also want to give a shout out to everyone that has lost loved ones during a time like this. Here in Chicago, it's a lot of killing going on, corona going on, and people are losing loved ones and they're hurt because they cannot say goodbye or farewell to their loved ones the way they would like to. And I tell you, it's a very difficult time because, we like to be able to, say farewell in a way that we would like to tell them that we love them, let them know that, that you love them and they love you as they depart from this plane of existence that we're on right now. And I just like to acknowledge everyone that has lost loved ones and let you know that we're doing a special prayer for you. In America, we have over 4 million people with confirmed corona cases. Also, we have 156,000 people that have died from corona during this time, and it's not something that is going to be going down. It's going to continue to go up. With 4 million people with confirmed cases, is definitely something to be concerned about at a time like this. And I tell you, we're sending out special blessings and prayers for all those that are dealing with lost loved ones. So in Chicago, I just want to mention this. I want to encourage people to think about, some of the things that are on, when you're in other parts of the country that you hear about on the news here in the Chicagoland area. Over the weekend, there was an activist, and I'm sure everybody heard about it, that his activism was he was a young man, 18, started when he was 17, protesting against the killing in the Chicagoland area in the streets. This young man found himself a victim of gun violence over the weekend. And it's so disappointing to hear about things like that when a person has been on the front line, campaigning like, look, let us stop the killing. And then he finds himself a victim of killing himself, and it's so sad because, I know most of the people that listen to my show, you don't have anything to do with, the violence that's on the streets. And I know this because none of our grown folks out here are trying to go out and do killing. That's not what we own. We trying to figure out how to stay alive and do things to keep us alive. And I promise you, if we know people that are into this, violence thing, encourage them to put the guns down. Because the guns are guns don't have, uh, any minds or any hands or any fingers, but people do. And as we have access to people, we need to encourage them to please, don't do it. Don't do it, because gun violence is taking too many people away from us, and good news, over the weekend, just the last couple of days, I know everybody heard about the 9-year-old boy that was killed playing in the front yard in the community, and he got killed, just playing in front of his street. He wasn't out doing anything. 9 years old. Well, they caught the young man who did it, 39-year-old young man. They brought him up on charges today. So that is a very positive thing. They've been talking about it on the news all through Chicago, how they caught the 39-year-old man that pulled the trigger that killed an innocent 9-year-old boy. He was shooting at somebody else and just straight up missed. But they finally caught him, okay? And they brought him up on charges today. So I applaud all of the people that were involved with help bringing this young man to justice. I know they said you're innocent until proven guilty, but there was a 9-year-old boy that was completely innocent. He didn't have anything to do with anything that was going on with violence in the city of Chicago, and he found himself, a victim of the gun violence. It's just too many people that are coming up hurt and or killed in the Chicagoland area due to the hands of gun violence. So I just want to encourage people to encourage the folks that are around you. Stop the killing. Stop the killing. We don't need to be mourning babies because of gun violence. That's not a good feeling. So I just wanted to get that out there. I'm going to save this next comment till we get our guest on the line. So I'm going to move on further in the show. I'm going to go over and do our commercial right now. The first thing you're going to hear is my theme song. My theme song on my website, performed by Miss Tiffany Rogers out of Atlanta. She performed this for me some many years ago, and it plays every time you log into my website. And then we're going to go on to further in the show. So you all stand by. Here it comes.
Ask Dr. Ron, ask Dr. Ron. Whatever you're feeling, he will give you healing, he'll inform you. Ask Dr.
All right. When you go over to ask-dr-ron.com, askdrron.com, you will see a lot of information about myself. There are several tabs up there that will talk about some of the people that I support, and you will also see my advertisers. So one of the things I want you to do is check out my advertisers, just like Mr. RRJ Webb. RRJ Webb, he builds and designs websites. He hosts them. He does maintenance on them. So anytime that you have a concept or an idea or something that's related to a concept or an idea that you want to put on the World Wide Web, Mr. Ralph Jenkins at RRJ Web is the person you want to talk to. He can help you with your hosting, anything related to websites. Mr. Jenkins can help you with it. So you click on the tab right here, it'll take you over to the website. And once you get over to the website, he will be able, you can send him an email or a text and tell him you're interested in talking to him about coming on his platform and letting him get you on the World Wide Web. Also, you will see Mr. Chief Nomo. Chief Nomo brings in products and goods from the west coast of Africa. He brings in all types of clothing, oils, moringa seeds. He also specializes in alkaline water. You can click on the banner here. It'll take you over to his website. You can make an appointment, give him a call, tell him, hey, I want to talk to you about improving my health. And that's what he will be able to sit down and talk to you about, is improving your health, especially in a time like this during Corona season. Okay. National Block Club University. He is a organization that is in every community all across the country. He has representatives, and their sole purpose is the same thing: is stopping the violence, taking care of our seniors, looking out for folks that need assistance, and they do block by block, block by block. And I tell you, National Block Club University, Mr. Cyron Smith is he's been doing this for over 15 years now. I tell you, he is the person that you want to reach out to if you have a desire to want to help folks. You can definitely reach out to National Block Club University, find out what they're doing in your community, and I promise you, they have someone in your area that can help you with making sure your neighborhood is safe and secure. All right. And my last but not least, one of my favorite sponsors and advertisers, Port Again Sam. Port Again Sam brings in wine and cognac and spirits from all over the world, some of the best that you could ever find. He works directly with vineyards all over the world, and he brings it here into the United States, into Chicago. And I tell you, if you click on the banner, you can make an arrangement to have a wine tasting with Sam. He does delivery. If you like wine, he can give you the best wine that you've ever tasted. When I first started working with Sam, I did not know anything about specialty wines. I tell you, now I got a wine cooler. Man, I can sit down and drink something that ain't nobody else got. You will not be able to find anything that he will offer you in a store anywhere. You can only get it directly from him. And I tell you, he has the best from all over the world. I promise you, you will not find anything better. And if you like it sweet, if you like it dry, if you like it semi-sweet, he will find your taste buds. So you definitely want to reach out to Port Again Sam. Click on the banner, call him up, tell him, hey, you heard about it over here on the Ask Dr. Ron Facebook Live show, and you want to check out some of the stuff that he got available. So those are my advertisers. I want you to please fill out the contact card. We have where you can get your information from us, and we will let you know when we're making appearances, where we're showing up at. Right now, of course, our appearances are down low because of Corona. But if you are interested in coming on the show, please reach out to me or reach out to my co-host, Miss Chartrice, and she will explain to you everything you got to do to become a guest on the show. Also, when you're there, you can find a tab that says Cash Crowdfund. We had two guests on our show last week from Cash Crowdfund that explained what Cash Crowdfund is. At a time like this, we need to try and find ways to continue circulating money in our community amongst ourselves, and Cash Crowdfund can help you do that. So go over to ask-dr-ron.com. That's askdrron.com, and you will find all this information there on my website, and you'll be able to definitely get in contact with us and make arrangements to be able to be on the show. So now we're at the time of the show where I'm so excited. I got one of my good friends and brothers in broadcasting, and I must say to you all, he is one of the biggest class clowns in the world. I promise you he is. He looks innocent, but he is far from innocent. The legend himself, Mr. Lee Michaels. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. How you doing, Dr. Ron?
Man, I am doing wonderful. I want to first say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and out of your wild and crazy lifestyle to come hang out with me on the show today.
My pleasure.
Man, I tell you. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what he was just doing.
But before you get to that, I want to make a note here. What was the name of that bootlegger you got there as an advertiser? What was that?
That's Pour It Again Sam. Pour It Again Sam. That's right. Okay. The best. The best.
And then the guy that was importing the African girls from Kenya or something. What was that one?
No. He just bring the wine. He don't bring the girls to go along with that.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just checking.
I know y'all don't know, anything about Mr. Lee Michaels if y'all young, because you got to be old, because he's old. He's been in the business forever. Like I told y'all
Moses
last
and I
week,
used to do the all-night show together.
Yeah, I tell you. He started a trend here in Chicago with the Hot Mix 5, right? That was the Hot Mix 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He also was the program
1981.
Program director for WBMX. See, y'all young people wouldn't know nothing about this, but the people
which is now V103.
Was it V103? I thought it was BMX.
Well, no, it was BMX. I said it's now called V103.
V103 now, right?
Yeah. And WGCI also.
Yes. So this guy has been in the industry forever. I kid you not. Forever. And has done great things. He's done great things, and to still have a somewhat of a reputable name in the business is remarkable. I don't know how he's been able to do it, but he still pulled that off. He's hanging out in Vegas now. He's got a business in California. I think he got about 5 square blocks of selling crack in the hood. I'm sure that
business is down though, man. Business is bad, real bad. People are not out on the streets buying nothing. Okay. Even the girls out on the corner, they're having a hard time. I drive by and just give them $20 and tell them to go home.
And I know that's right. But
it's rough life.
Man, I tell you, and before I introduced him on the show, you all, he was acting like the baddest 2-year-old that you could ever run across in a classroom anywhere, and I think he was just testing my professionalism to see if I was gonna crack or not.
That's right.
Everybody has a weakness, okay? Including me. I know y'all don't think Dr. Ron got a weakness. But I had him because I operate with two screens. So I had him on one of my screens, on hold, so I can bring him into the show. This rascal is sitting up there putting up half naked women, out the corner of my eye. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't miss a
You did
picture
good.
either.
I'm proud of
I
you.
didn't miss a picture. Okay,
Oh,
every
no,
picture you put up,
most
I
people are
saw
just
it.
losing. I'm impressed. You passed my litmus test.
And I'm saying to myself, boy, he ain't right.
Yeah,
And
admirable.
probably every one of those are personal, customers of his, I'm sure, or the other way around. He's a
No,
customer of
don't know any of
them.
them. It was just some pictures that I found on Facebook,
Oh, okay, all right, I
thanks to
got
some
you.
guy named Ron Ellis.
Oh,
So,
okay, all right. He sent them to
yeah,
you, so you gonna share them with me while we live on the
yeah.
air. He ain't right.
Hey,
That's
listen,
all I got
I
to
am
say,
the
y'all.
class clown. Yes,
Yes,
that's me.
yes, that's what's up. So I gotta I gotta ask this question. I know you
Okay.
keep your finger on the pulse of things that's going on in the world. What is your opinion of what entertainment is going to be like going forward into 21? Because you can cancel Christmas for 2020. So what do you see on the horizon for 21?
Well, real simple. What you and I are doing right now is going to be the new normal. Whether you're a comedian, a dancer, or a singer, I think in the next year, maybe 2 years, you're going to see more,
I think, pay-per-view kind of shows versus you going to a concert or going to see a comedian in a comedy club. You're going to see people utilizing the internet and maybe even some cable TV and what have you. There'll be small crowds, if any, and people performing on stage, to get their music and their out in front of people. In fact, one of my customers, Kevin Fredericks, is doing exactly that. He's a comedian, and I think it's this coming Sunday. I think he has another show. He did his pilot show this past Sunday, and from what I understand, he had over 10,000 people paid to see the comedy show. They in the comfort of their home, their car, whatever. So I think that is a part of our new normal, if you will.
Yeah, I kind of agree
Not
with
only
you.
is it going to impact entertainment, but business as well
Yeah, yeah,
in general.
yeah. I kind of agree with you on that. I actually talked to some of my folks in New York, and Broadway is shut down till 21-22 season. They've just canceled
Yeah.
everything until the fall of 21 going into the 22 season. And that is a very good gauge of what anybody and everybody in entertainment is trying to look forward to. Hopefully, between now and the fall of 21 or beginning of 22, they can get back to starting to begin to perform on Broadway as well as other areas in New York, where entertainment, the entertainment, New York is considered one of the entertainment capitals, as well as California, as well as Vegas. They have Vegas type shows, and they're not even trying.
No,
To
it's closed. I mean, some of the casinos are open, but nobody's there. I mean, if 95% of the air traffic coming into most cities, including New York City, there's nobody coming to Las Vegas. There's nobody going to Los Angeles. 95% of all of the flights in and out of Los Angeles, LAX and Burbank and all the rest of the smaller airports around the LA metro, they're all dead.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
seriously, one of my limo partners sent me a picture yesterday of the United Terminal at LAX. And normally it's, 500 people at least in that terminal. It was nobody. Zero.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, I've never seen it that way. Even at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
there's some people there, but it's that bad.
Yeah.
So I think, like you said just a few moments ago, I think we can kiss off this year, 2020, which I was hoping was going to be a big year for my business, but it's turned out to be a real bust. And I think the transportation and the hospitality industry won't see anything close to normal until this time next year, providing they find a cure or vaccine or whatever, or people will go ahead and keep their asses at home, wear a damn mask, wash your dirty ass hands, and be respectful for human life and stop being so damn selfish.
Right.
Quite frankly, I think our president, you got me going now. Our president screwed up by trying to reopen the economy too soon because of his selfishness. All he was thinking about is getting back out on the campaign trail so he can try to save his job. And let me just say it right now, 45, you're fired.
Amen. I'm
And
with
you
you
can
on
leave
that one.
public housing right now. Don't wait
Right.
until the 20th of next year of January. You can leave public housing right now. Get
Yeah.
out of my house.
I know that's right. Look, since you brought him up, I got two things about him that I had on my notes for today, and I don't know if you heard this or not, but this is one of the famous quotes that just happened on this last week. Donald Trump, mentioned the fact that opening up the schools, yes,
Mhm.
people are going to get sick, and yes, people are going to die, but it's okay with me.
It is what it is, as
Yeah,
he
I
would
mean
say.
that's one of his quotes.
Yeah,
I mean he's
that,
okay.
that's just
Yeah,
that's shameful. It's selfish. It's not humane. It's showing no respect for human life. He is the most narcissistic. He's just a selfish ass. I gotta call it the way it is. He's
amen.
a horrible, selfish. I'm not even gonna say he's a human being. He's just a
Yeah,
horrible individual.
yeah. He has
It's all
no,
about him.
yeah, no concern or no value on. Because see,
No.
you know, even wartime. Okay, you figure that there are acceptable losses on the battlefield. Okay, when generals send people out to die, they say, okay, well, we
Hmm.
got acceptable losses. Okay, we're gonna lose half our troops, a great number of our troops, but that's okay because it's a war. Well, Donald Trump, is acting as if he has the right to determine who's going to live and who's not, and it's
Yeah.
okay to him, if a great number of people lose their life in this pandemic just to prove a point. What point he's trying to prove, I have no idea, but that's his idea of being leadership. Also,
Oh,
I
it's
heard
horrible. He's not
this.
a leader.
Yeah, I also heard this over the weekend, and I hope that somebody investigates this and does something about it. By him being the commander in chief, there was a post that said that Donald Trump instructed the Postmaster General to slow down the delivery of the mail so that people would not be able to, cast their mail-in ballots, and it will slow it down, and they would not be counted in time during the election when the election is coming
Hmm.
up. So that sounds like something that he would do. I promise you.
And if in fact he is given that instruction to the Postmaster General, he should resign, both the Postmaster General, if he's even thinking about doing it, and the President needs to be evicted out of Washington, D.C.
Well,
Whether he voluntarily resigns or he officially gets impeached. There's so many things since the impeachment. He said, okay, they didn't get me.
right,
So I can do any damn thing I want now. I'm untouchable.
right.
And he's been on a rant at a higher level than the last 3.5, almost 4 years.
That's
He
true.
is out of control and has no respect for the position of being the president of the United States, the top guy in the world that most countries look forward to for instructions, support, and love, and everything else and money. But now some of our biggest allies are scratching their head and saying, wait a minute, man, what is wrong with this? He is out of control.
Yes, he is
And it's
way.
clear. I don't know why anybody would want to vote for him, number one. And if you think that he's doing a good job, then you're complicit with the way he is. And he's a horrible person. Horrible.
Yeah, yeah,
Just unbelievable.
yeah.
He's a narcissist. It's all about him.
Yeah, he's a different kind of fool. I can tell you that. Right quick, I want to give a couple of shout outs. We got some folks. We got Crystal all the way over in Michigan on watching the show today. We got Apostle J.W. Webster watching all the way over in Phoenix, Arizona. Ernest Sledge is watching. My brother Vincent Conwell, he's another broadcaster. He's watching. Chris Bass is watching.
Bass in the place.
Yes. Apostle
Well,
J.W. Webster, he says shalom. Chris said, good afternoon, Dr. Ron, and to my guru, Mr. Lee Michaels. He's shouting out.
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead.
Chris, how you like that mic, huh?
Yeah, man. He's showing
How you
off
like
today,
that
y'all.
mic?
Yeah. He's showing off today. He got a gold mic he just broke out the box today, y'all, just for this broadcast. I tell you. I mean, not only
This mic is being it's brand new on your show.
Yeah, look.
Straight out the box.
Not only did he take a bath and put on a clean shirt, he brought out a brand new mic. That's what's up. I tell you.
brushed my teeth, I put on some deodorant, some fragrance, and brushed my hair. And listen, I went all out, man.
I know. I
The only thing I
appreciate
didn't
that.
do was get a haircut because I'm afraid to go to the barbershop.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you about that. See, if I'd had some hair, I'd be worried about it. But I ain't got no hair. I ain't got to worry about that.
Mr. Clean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, and I don't dye it, so it's going to always be what it is. What you see is what it is, you know? Yeah.
I'm not that vain.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
So now, I know you have a passion in your heart for radio because you've done so much in radio. I know you've done other genres of entertainment as well. But, you know, I know you have done in the last couple of years, you had a couple of internet radios, stations that you had started up and stopped. And I know with things the way they are now in the country, do you have intentions on coming back with another radio station, be it terrestrial, internet, satellite, you know, cable, you know, there's so many ways to go.
That's true. And the short answer is yes. I'm in the process of reactivating usatalknetwork.com. The site is up, and I'm soliciting people who want to do podcasts. We're not going to be doing live streaming in the beginning. We may evolve back into that, but that takes a little more horsepower, manpower, and I want to grow the podcast aspect of it. So if you are a podcaster and you would like to get some exposure on USA Talk Network, you can go to the website and contact us, and we'll be happy to have you on the network. So yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm consulting a small station down in Louisiana that's in the process of adding an FM signal. So outside of that, in terms of radio, that's my only involvement right now.
So, since you mentioned the terrestrial radio station, do you think that it's advantageous to add terrestrial to your internet signal since your internet is already worldwide? Why would you want to even deal with a terrestrial?
I'm not that excited about terrestrial, regular AM, FM stations, because I've always been a cutting edge manager, talent, programmer, and that's not so cutting edge to me anymore. I like the new and the unknown, the frontier of the internet has opened up so many other avenues. I mean, there are thousands of radio personalities that should be on somebody's radio station in America or around the world. And these people are sitting on the beach. Mm-hmm. Some of them have grasped the concept of doing live streaming or podcasts, and that's good. I'm happy to see some of our professional broadcasters doing that. More of you need to do it. Stop waiting around for like standing at the corner of walk and don't walk, waiting for that bus to come along to give you another opportunity on some FM station in a major market. Forget it. Stop waiting. Create your own damn radio station, own TV station. Listen, you can broadcast from your home, your basement, your living room, your garage, and at the same quality of any major radio or TV station in the world for a fraction of what it would cost to go buy a radio station or a TV station. So why? Why not? Why not? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for somebody to come by and give you $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, $1 million a year to do it. It ain't going to happen. Those days are gone. If you're not already in that situation, it ain't going to happen. They don't have to do it anymore. There's no reason for them to pay you $500,000 to come in and do a morning show. Why do you think there's so many syndicated shows?
Right.
Because it's cost effective to do it.
Right.
And they don't have to be that good, by the way. They're
Yeah.
just taking up space. Less liability.
Yeah.
Don't have to pay that insurance and that, Social Security and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the new world. Welcome to the new world. And that's just the way it is. That it's not going to change.
So
You can't turn back the hands of time.
that's true. So now, do you feel it's a big future in the satellite radio industry? Because I know they're doing very well right now.
Says who?
Uh-oh. Okay.
I don't think they're knocking any doors down. I don't see a lot of future in that either. Limited opportunities. Excuse me. When XM and Sirius merged, that told me right there that there was a limit.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it before it happened. They're going to have to merge because they can't coexist. They were trying to do the same thing, playing the same old music. Okay, you got one or two personalities on this one or two personalities on that one, overpaid. They're not drawing in the audience that you hope that they would. And you pay a talent $100 million over a 10-year period of time. That's a lot of money. That's a big commitment. And if you're not getting subscribers by the multitude, it's not going to work. So the business model was flawed, just like when the iHeart and all the other major guys went out and started buying a bunch of radio stations around the world, or the country rather. It was going to come to a train wreck, and it did. iHeart had to file bankruptcy. They flushed, I think it was $10 billion in debt. They were like I think it was 17, if I remember correctly, about 17 billion in debt. So they went through a reorganization type bankruptcy. They flushed about 10 billion. But guess what? The guys at the top, they gave themselves a bonus for failing. So the guys at the low level, the program directors, the air personalities, the weekend people, the production people, the sales people, the support staff people, they had to take it in the butt because somebody had to go.
Right.
So these radio stations today are being run as on such a skeleton crew. All of the creativity is gone. It's February. It's Black History.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot run 8 radio stations in a major market, or even in a small market for that matter, and have one sales force, one general manager, one national sales manager, one local sales manager, and be effective. It ain't enough hours in the day.
Mm-hmm. So now, out of all those billions of dollars of debt that they flushed out, because at one time, the iHeart conglomerate was such an entity where they owned venues, concert tours, billboards,
Yeah.
They were a mega entity at one time.
Hmm.
I forgot what they called themselves before they became iHeart. The Clear Channel, I think it
Clear
was.
Channel.
Yeah, and then
Yep. Evergreen before that.
yeah, and then they had to separate some of those things. I think the FCC got on them and told them they had to separate some of
Yeah.
these things. They could not be a major conglomerate like that in the communication industry. And
Yeah, it
then
was more of a monopoly.
exactly. And then fast forward
Hmm.
till now, where I know they got rid of a lot of people even before Corona. You know, they
Sure.
started downsizing, and like you said, syndicated shows started merging.
Hmm.
People like Tom Joyner made tons of money off of syndication, and I'm going on a limb by saying Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, some of those other guys that have still surviving off of the
Hmm.
technology of syndicated shows are doing fairly decent for themselves because they were able to acquire those contracts that actually Tom Joyner had showed them the way. Okay, if you do this, you're gonna get paid. And it was a lot of people that lost jobs in the local marketplace that have not survived off of those type of shutdowns and cut downs and things of that nature.
Hmm.
So, and I think a lot of the major artists were even upset with the emergence of like internet radios, internet televisions, because they were like, okay, wait a minute, they can play our music and we don't get a royalty check off of it. But I
Hmm.
think they came to a meeting of the minds when they came up with now you pay a flat fee if you're an internet station, and they're satisfied with the royalty that they get off of that flat fee. But it was such a monster organization, Clear Channel and all of the other entities that existed. I know they ain't happy with internet at all. Even though they have a presence on internet, they can't survive without a presence on internet now. You know, so
No, for sure.
yeah, without.
Uh,
Go
I
ahead, go
I
ahead.
think a lot of these major companies, like an iHeart and CBS and some of the others that are still hanging on, I think iHeart, for example, and I thought they were going to do it when they filed this bankruptcy, but maybe there was some legal contracts that wouldn't allow them to do it. But they could have very easily spun off all of the radio properties and maybe some of the other multimedia stuff. They own a lot of concert venues. They own Ticketmaster. At one time, they owned probably 80% of the billboards around the country. I think they did
Right.
sell off most, if not all of that, and some of it in some foreign countries. But I was guessing that they were probably going to sell off the radio stations and keep the internet,
Mm-hmm.
iHeart, media, digital media or something. At this point, they haven't done that, but it's not too late because these radio stations, while they're hanging in there, the life is short. It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to get longer. Old FM radio stations. Most of the kids today, if you're 18 or younger, probably 75% of them don't listen to an AM or FM radio station
Yeah.
or satellite for that matter. They're listening to stuff on their cell phones or laptops or tablets, and most of that is digitally fed to them from a Spotify or any number of the digital
YouTube.
music outlets.
YouTube is free. They give them everything they want
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah, and they've grown up on that. They don't have an appreciation or expectation or need for a local FM station. They don't need it.
Yeah, and it's a part of our history because that's how we used to get our information and how we used to get our music back in the day.
Hmm.
But now, Chris and I was talking early part of this year, and he was asking the question of like, what's ahead, and I was telling him, I said, all we got to do is keep doing what we were doing right now. We were already doing internet radio. Chris,
Right.
myself, and several others, like you started one. We were doing internet radio. I do talk. Some people do music. Chris does talk, and even though the marketplace right now has people that have never done just internet, it's filled with internet right now, but
Mhm.
we started it. I mean, we were the ones that were in this industry in internet radio before anybody else said it was going to be an industry. And now,
Well,
look at it, it's flooded now.
it is. And some of the best coverage of the most recent protests that we've had all around the world was done on cell phones,
Yep, internet.
streaming live on Facebook or
Yep,
Twitter, Instagram,
yep,
YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. Those people are not paid professionals, but they know how to work a cell phone or, camcorder or whatever and get out there and stream live. And they were more in the face, in action than the major networks because the major networks had to be careful. But these guys were out there part of the movement,
hmm
and they didn't have the same fear that of a CNN or Fox News or MSNBC, ABC, CBS, or any of the rest of them. They have to be careful because the corporate bosses will say, "Hey, man, don't get out there and get yourself killed or
right,
hurt or whatever. We're here to help you and stand by you, but be cool."
right,
And because you are, quote, the media, there's some people out there that respect you, depending on what channel you're on. They don't respect, like, get in your face.
right,
But if it's John Q. Public out there with his little camcorder or cell phone, they're going to be treated a little differently because they're part of the movement for
right.
real.
That's exactly right. You're
So,
right.
and I predicted this, Dr. Ron, 20 years ago. I said, man, you know what? This world is going to change when these cell phones, all of them have a camera, and when they can stream live and report from the streets. Let me tell you, 15, 20 years ago, I was trying to figure out how to tap into that army of cell phones. At that time, the capability, the technology wasn't quite there, but today it is.
Yes, it
So you
is.
could have an army of string reporters, people from all around the world that could tap into you directly if you have an online network. And I'm giving away some valuable information because a lot of people are not thinking this way. But you don't need to have 400 people on your payroll because these people are already out there on the streets. They're breaking news with their cameras. When you see people getting jacked up by the cops or people going through windows robbing people, these cell phones is catching it.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
the real live radio TV.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the
And
real
and
deal.
and a few months back when we were having riots here in Chicago on the streets, just like they had all
Mhm.
over the country, the local news were safe in a helicopter, flying over the riots and the burning of the city and tearing up and stuff. But there
Yeah.
were actually activists on the ground walking through the crowds with their cell phones on, and people were doing watch
Mhm.
parties. They were sharing the events,
That's right.
and I was able to keep. I stayed up till like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning
Me
watching
too.
what was
I
going
couldn't stop.
on. Yeah,
I was glued to it.
man, and I'm telling you, man, and it was just right in your face, real time,
Yep.
and
Unbelievable. So
man,
that's the right now and that's the future. Anybody that doesn't get that, then guess what? You better get out of the way because you get run over.
gonna get run over. Right quick, I want to give a shout out. We got red beans and brown rice. I think that's one of your people too, Miss Laura Rice.
Yeah, Laura Rice.
Yeah, she said,
Yeah,
"Hey, Lee
pork and
Michaels." Yeah, he said pork and beans. You stupid.
beans.
Chris said he
Pork
like
chops and beans.
he likes that mic. Chris said,
Chris,
yeah,
eat your heart out, brother.
yeah, and he
Let
also,
me really drive him crazy.
he's shouting at red beans and rice, talking about what's up. See, I owe him a stop flirting on my show, Chris. You over there picking on folks that's tuning in. You know,
Uh-huh.
we see your microphone, Mr. Michaels.
That was
Okay.
for Chris.
Yeah, we see your
That's for Chris
microphone,
Bates.
man. We see it. You know, look, we don't have much time. We only got an hour show. As much as I would like to keep you on here forever and ever, because I know it's hard catching up with you. But
You know, I'm union, so as long as you pay me at least union rate, I'm good.
hey man,
We can go all night.
Look, we get paid to do this. I didn't know that. I've been doing this
You
wrong.
got 16 commercials before the show started, so don't start with me. You got the bootlegger and the.
Hey
Oh
man,
my God.
look. I'm trying to catch up with you, man. You told me always sell commercial time. You know, you told me
That's
that long
right.
time ago. So,
Information's not free.
what would you advise to people? I know you're getting ready to start your station, and your information, by the way, is listed right here on the screen. We got www.iradiocoach.com. They can reach out to you directly, along with
right.
your phone number, 310-400-6963. And I know you will agree in word, not in documentation, but in word to help people manage them and things like that. Because then if they try to
Absolutely.
catch up with you, they'll be like, oh, I'm busy, can't talk to you right now. Uh, you know.
Well, I'm willing to share my knowledge and experiences and time with anyone who is sincere about doing any form of broadcast. You can call me, and there's a lot of stuff that I do for free. And I've put together a store on iradiocoach.com. So if you're interested in starting a podcast, for example, or a video blog, I have all the technical equipment that you might need. And depending on your budget, you can pick and choose the type of microphone that fits your budget, the mixers, the cameras, everything is there. If you go to iradiocoach.com and click on the link, I think it's called Your Studio, and it's a long list, and 99% of it is stuff that you can get right off of Amazon. So it's easy. And even Amazon and some of the things that you can buy, you can work out monthly payments nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid, a nice rig, a nice setup like what I have here. Give you guys a picture. You saw the microphone. Now the microphone I got is, I'm a ham, so you don't need to spend $400 for a microphone. You don't have to do that. You can spend $100. There's a couple of microphones out there for about $59 that sound good. And you get this mixer, the Rodecaster, RODE caster. It's $5.99, no, $4.99, and you don't have to buy that. You can buy a $120 mixer and basically do the same thing. This has got a few bells and whistles. I can bring in 2 cell phones. I can patch them in through Bluetooth and a regular earphone jack out of the other. I can have 2 people on the line at the same time from 2 different phones. Most mixers can't do that. This has a built-in SD chip. You put in there, and I can put like 70 hours of recording built right into this machine. Or you can go USB into your laptop or iPad or whatever and record over there.
Mm-hmm.
So the flexibility, the capabilities is almost unlimited.
Mm.
So just depending on what you want to do and how fat your wallet is, I got mics on there for $3,500. Do you need that? No.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want that status mic, there's a mic up there for you like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a $99 mic up there. That sounds just as good as this one.
Mm-hmm. So like you mentioned early on the broadcast, you just like, don't be afraid, just get out here and do something, and
Just
then
start.
yeah, and
You're
then
gonna start with your cell phone. You can do a podcast directly into your cell phone.
yeah,
Then take that audio off your cell phone, bring it into your laptop or whatever, and edit it. Cut out your ums and your ahs and all that kind of stuff, and make it sound better, and then post it up on the web, and boom, you got yourself a podcast.
oh man, I have to take
You
out
can do
the
it from $0 to $20,000.
I got to take out the oohs and the ahs, man. I like the oohs and the ahs, you know.
But that's okay. That's flavor. It's fat.
Yeah. So what would you suggest? Because we ain't got much time. You know, what would you want to leave with the people? What would be the most profound thing that you want to leave with the folks before we get out of here?
Um, get active. We just lost John Lewis, who was one of the freedom fighters that I grew up and didn't really know all that he did until maybe 10, 15 years ago. But what that man's, the sacrifices that he made, and Martin Luther King and Mr. Vivian and many, many more of the original freedom fighters, what they did has afforded you the life that you have today. You don't have to worry about some of the things that they went to or I went through. I remember having to go to the back of the bus in Virginia. I remember when schools were integrated in 1968 in Norfolk, Virginia, my hometown. I remember that. I remember when there were no white kids that went to Booker T. Washington High School. There were 3,000 black kids, boys and girls, in the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. That was the only black high school in Norfolk, Virginia, until 1968. So my advice is get active. Don't be a looter. Protest peacefully. Stand up for something that needs to be fixed. Don't be silent. And back up all of your actions that you perform out in the street in a peaceful way. Register to vote. Get everybody in your family to register and vote. I don't want to hear no more excuses about, well, I don't take account. Yes, it does. And you'll hear this phrase in front of every presidential election, that this is the most important election of all time. It's more important than ever before. What they said at the same time, you know, in 08 and both times that President Obama ran. I remember hearing that when Nixon ran and when Kennedy ran and Clinton and the Bushes. Every time there's a new president, they say the same thing.
Abraham Lincoln.
But
I know
each
you remember that in
time-
front of Abraham Lincoln, right? You know.
Well, George and I went to high school together, so you know, shit. What you talking about, man? But listen, each time they use that phrase, "This is the most important election in your lifetime,"
Right.
it is, because there's so many things that still needs to get done. And if somebody, one of these constitutional scholars need to explain to me why is it every 10, 15 years or whatever it is, we're still talking about voting rights. The voting right amendment needs to be amended or re-signed by the president. That's some real horse shit. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. If you're an American citizen, if you were born and raised in this country, and you're 18 years old, you sign up to vote, it shouldn't matter whether you're black, white, blue, or green. You should have the right to vote, register, and go exercise your constitutional right. I don't want to hear no more about the voting rights bill. None of that. That needs to be abolished.
I totally agree. Thank
That's
you,
my
Mr.
rant.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Mr. Lee Michaels. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you for the invite.
You know, come to hang out with a little old country boy like myself. You know, from the south side of Chicago.
Together. I'm a country boy.
From the south side of Chicago. Man, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. You keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on encouraging people. You carry so much history in your legacy of all you've done. People go over to his website, check out his history, his bio. You'd be surprised how much dirt he done in the back room. You need to know these kind of things. You know, he done a lot of stuff. You know, he probably
Don't hold that
encouraged.
against me.
Look, he probably encouraged a lot of that stuff too. You know, but hey,
Not
man,
me, man.
look, you all.
Listen, Ron, thank you. I
Uh-huh.
really appreciate you having me on the show. It means a lot to me. And like I said, I took a bath. I put some deodorant on and some cologne, brushed my hair, my teeth, some mouthwash, and put a shirt. But I don't have any pants on, so I'm not gonna
So
stand up.
please don't stand up. That's all I'm gonna say. I do not want this video to get banned off of Facebook, okay? So please don't stand up,
All right.
Um,
Always good to have fun, and I appreciate it.
yeah, no, it's a great time, man. And you're welcome to come back anytime and hang out with me, man.
Let me
I
know.
appreciate it.
No problem.
Look, go over to my website, folks, ask-dr-ron. Please check out my advertisers. Please spend some money with these folks. Please check out Cash Crowdfund. Like and share. I got a YouTube channel. Go over there, look at some of the shows. If you are not a regular follower on YouTube, please become one. Go over there, be a subscriber. Share this. I mean, I don't know how much longer Mr. Lee Michael's gonna be around, but I'm glad, that he's here to give us the advice that he did. And I'm gonna keep bugging him, y'all. I mean, quiet as it's kept, he's supposed to be my manager, but I only talk to him twice a year, so he ain't managing much, but I still love him anyway.
You're an easy student. I mean, you're easy. I was just trying to keep you out of trouble. I mean, we're good.
That's true. That's a lot of truth. Look, peace and love, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Take care. Peace.
Thank you.